Hey there. Most guitar teachers insist on using difficult and sometimes painful techniques to play Spanish guitar, but it's not necessary. If your fingers hurt when you play, it's not because you're over 60 like me, it's because you're fighting against your natural hand movements. In this video, I'll show you how to play this gorgeous Spanish song using mostly just one string, and why painful bar chords aren't necessary, and the technique that actually sounds more musical. After teaching hundreds of mature students, I've learned something important. Let me show you how this beautiful song flows when you stop fighting your fingers. Let's start with the easy finger-picking pattern. Place your thumb of the right hand on the 6th string, that's the lowest string, and your first, second, and third fingers on the top 3 strings. I've got my index finger on that 3rd string. Now you're going to press the bass string and the 1st string, the high E string, together. Then your middle finger comes up, 2nd string, and then the 3rd string. I'll just call the strings 1, 2, 3. So the pattern is bass and 1, 2, 3. Try it with me, slow. Ready? Pinch, 2, 3. And repeat. Pinch, 2, and 3. Now the trick here is to stay relaxed, and you find yourself tensing up, which everybody does. Just shake your hand out a little bit and keep coming back at it. It works best to practice it a little at a time. Be patient with yourself. You're building muscle memory, and every time you do it, you're getting a little bit better. Now let's add a melody to that. First, I'm going to play the melody so you hear what we're aiming after. I'm starting on the 7th fret of the 1st string. Listen. Now, let's go ahead and put that melody together with the finger-picking pattern. I'm going to start with my thumb on the 6th string and my ring finger on that 1st string. We're going to pinch and pick 3 times, then pinch again. Try it with me. Ready? Hit it. Pick and pick. Now here comes another pinch. And down 2 frets. And down 2 more frets. We'll stop there. Let's do that part again, then we'll go on. Ready? Hit it. 2, 3, down 2 frets. Oh, I forgot the pinch, didn't I? Again. 2, 3. Now we're going to pinch here. Yeah. Down 2 frets, and we're going to pinch right here. Go. Down a fret, and open. Here comes another pinch, open strings. Up, the 2nd fret. Good. Now, make sure and stay till the end, because a little later on, I'm going to show you how to get the full emotional impact of a melody like that, and also a couple of techniques to add some real emotional power to the tune. Next, we're going to add 2 simple chords that's going to support the next little portion of the melody. The 2 chords we'll be using are A minor and E minor. Let's start with the A minor. It's what I call a folk style A minor. You put your 1st finger on the 1st fret, 2nd string, and the 2nd and 3rd fingers together on the 2nd fret. That's the 4th string and 3rd strings. Next, the E minor. You can just move your second and third fingers over one string, that's the fifth and fourth string, second fret, and take the first finger off. Okay, let's add the finger picking to those two chords. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, and then pinch again. 1, 2, 3, and then to the E minor. Now I'm pinching the sixth and first strings. 2, 3, and again. 1, 2, 3, something like that. Let's do it together. I'll go a little bit slower. Pinch the fifth string and the first string. Here we go. Ready? Hit it. Now pinch again. Stay relaxed. Over to the E minor chord, the sixth and first string. Hit it. 2 and 3. One more time. Pinch. Now, we're going to add a little melody note to that A minor the second time around. We're going to use the pinky, and I know it can be a little challenging. First of all, just go slow, go at your own pace, really. If you don't feel comfortable using your pinky and you want to play without it, that's perfectly fine also. You can always add the pinky later on. Here's what it's going to sound like. So, first we're going to play the finger picking just like we just did the first time around. 3. 1, 2, 3. Now here comes that pinky part. First, open string. Here's the melody. Then the pinky down, pick, and pinky up a fret, pick. The melody is open string, second fret, and third string. With the picking, it sounds like. Ready, hit it. 2, 3. Now open, pinch. Pinky down, next up a fret, and over to that E minor. Okay, let's put everything together that we've done so far. And if you're thinking this seems like a lot, don't worry. Just take it slow and divide it into sections. Little by little, you can put the sections together. Go easy on yourself and go at your own pace. There's absolutely no rush and you're not competing with anybody. I'll go through the whole thing once slow. Try to play along with me if you can. Ready? Hit it. And pinch. Down 2. Down 2. And pinch. Down 1. Open. Here comes a pinch. Back up. One more. A minor chord. Pinch. 2, 3. Here comes a pinch. And pinky down, second fret. To the E minor. Okay, now that you have the notes, let's add 2 techniques that give this music its emotional power. The first is called tension and release. Tension makes listeners anticipate what's coming next, and release gives them that satisfaction. Together, they create movement in the music. One way we can add some tension here is to change that second ending a little bit. Let me show you what I mean. So for the picking pattern, it's actually just like the A minor that we did before, only now we're doing it with this new chord. So go ahead and form the chord. First finger on that second fret, 5th string, 3rd string, 1st string. Pluck the 5th and the 1st string. Keep picking. We're doing 3. Remember, just like the A minor. Then you pluck the 2 strings again and raise the 2nd and 3rd finger up and back down and go on to that E minor. One more time. Let's try it together. Ready? Hit it. 3. Pluck. Up. Back. And minor. Another way to add tension release is to add a little melody at the very end that descends down to the low bass note. So you'll hear a higher note, and as the notes go down, it's just you feel the release, the satisfaction coming at low bass note. To do this, we're going to play that E minor, but we're going to start the bass note on the 4th string, like this. 3rd fret, 6th string, and then open. You feel that going down? Boom, to that low bass note. Try it with me now. I'm making the E minor with my 1st and 2nd string, which leaves my 3rd finger over for this bass note. You could do it the 2nd and 3rd and use the pinky. Up to you. Start on the 4th string with your thumb. Here we go. Hit it. 5th string. 3rd finger reach over 3rd fret. 6th string. And both strings open. The second technique is slowing down the strategic moments. That's called rubato in music. This is powerful because listeners don't even realize that you're doing it. They just feel the emotional impact. Now, of course, there's no strict rule for this, but I'll show you some ideas of where I might want to slow it down. The first place where it seems like to make the most sense is to slow it down a little between the two parts. So I'm coming to the end of that first section. And here's where I'll slow it down. And then start over to the next section. Back to the regular tempo. The second really powerful spot is at the very end. So, kind of the same thing. I'm playing that B7. Raise it up. I'm starting to slow down right here. And then the E minor. You can feel that pull to that low bass note. Those are just a few ideas, but the real power comes from just experimenting with them as you play. I'd encourage you, once you can just roughly play the notes, to try to add some emotion into it by slowing down and speeding up a little bit. There is no absolute right or wrong. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. Good work. You're getting it. That's the sound we're after. You've learned some authentic techniques that work with your natural abilities to play beautiful Spanish guitar. If you're ready for that next step, click here and I'll show you 2 more techniques that I teach students to help things flow even easier